What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about the spectacles from Snapchat. If you don't know what the spectacles are, it's because you live under a rock. Just kidding, it's not. The spectacles are sunglasses that Snapchat made up. Now, I'm assuming that you all know what Snapchat is. Snapchat is a mobile app. I'm pretty sure that everyone knows what it is. The spectacles are sunglasses that you can wear. Yes, you can wear them, and they take POV video while you're doing whatever you want, whether you're skateboarding or if you're surfing. I don't think that surfing would be a good idea, but you get the point. So it takes up to 20 seconds worth of video and you can post it to your story just like that. It's really easy to use. Now, they just started to release them, and they were released in New York not too long ago. Me and a friend actually went to go and try and get them. Now, the way that you get them is through something called a Snapbot. Now, a Snapbot is basically a vending machine. That's it. It's just a vending machine. You can go up to the vending machine, you input your credit card, and you can choose whether you want coral, blue, or black. Those are the only three colors that you can actually get. Now, we went to go get them, and we had the general idea that we were definitely gonna get them, because if you actually went onto their website, it didn't say anything about store hours or wristbands that I'll get into later. Now, we got there at about 4:15. Now, we had been checking the website the whole day trying to see if there was gonna be store hours, like at some point when the store would close, because if the store was gonna close at some random time, then we weren't even gonna go. Because why would we go wait in line for 5 hours when there's 400 people in line? We're probably not gonna get it. So we had a pretty good feeling that we were gonna be able to get them. Now, when we got into line at like 4:15, and it was about 10 minutes later that we kind of started talking to the people that were around us, who were really cool, and they told us that the store actually closes at 10 o'clock. Now, that's a 5-hour and 45-minute period for us to go around 3 blocks. There was roughly 300 to 400 people in line, which is a lot of people. And for the fact that it's a Snapbot, and it's just a vending machine, it's gonna be really difficult for people to just be in and out getting them. Now, one thing that was a huge problem with this was that people would go up to the Snapbot and they would input their credit card and they would try them on, and if they didn't like the color, they could get a different pair. So one person using the Snapbot could take 10 minutes, 15 minutes. The statistics weren't really there for us. We didn't have a very good chance of getting them. So another problem was that if you didn't have a credit card, there was literally no way for you to buy them. If you went there with a debit card or just cash, you couldn't get them. It only took credit cards. And another problem was that if you tried to buy 2, because you were allowed to get 2 at a time, which was cool, but if you tried to get 2, most of the time your credit card company would flag it as fraud, because what the hell is a Snapbot? So you wouldn't be able to actually get the second one. Then people would call up their banks and say, hey, I need my money. And so it would make the process a lot longer. So after about standing in line for an hour and a half, the project manager for the spectacles of the New York store came out and told us that if you didn't have a wristband, you probably weren't gonna get in. Now, this was news to us, considering that we had been watching the website all day trying to figure out whether or not we were actually going to get these, and it didn't say anything about wristbands. Now, we did talk to the project manager and ask her if this meant that we were or were not going to get in. The only thing that she would ever tell us was maybe. Is it worth waiting in line? Maybe. Should we just go home? Maybe. Do you think we're gonna get in? Maybe. That doesn't help us. Every time the project manager came out with information, it left us feeling more confused because we didn't know anything. So that was the first time that the project manager had come out. The second time that the project manager had come out was about 2.5 hours in, telling us that if you didn't have a wristband, that you more than likely were not going to get in, which is, whatever. But still, she didn't tell us whether or not we were gonna get in or not. Even though we asked her, okay, does that mean that we can go now? Maybe. If you wanna leave, then you can leave. All right, that doesn't help anybody. So we ended up still staying in line Although at this point people were kind of dropping off, so the line was kind of pushing forward a little bit more, and it was kind of giving us a little bit more hope that we might get in, but really it was just because people were just fed up and tired. This is kind of messed up because there were two people that we were actually with. One was from Maryland, one was from Connecticut. So these people traveled really far out of their way to come get these spectacles, when in reality there was no chance they were even going to get them to begin with. Because if you didn't have a wristband, you were not going to get in. In my opinion, I think that was pretty much the thing from the get-go, that they just didn't tell us because they wanted us to wait. They wanted us to be excited for it. But ultimately, all they did was really just piss us off, because we waited in line for hours. We waited in line for roughly 5 hours, and it was freezing. We were standing on Fifth Avenue, the wind was blowing, and that kind of sucks. I don't think there was enough communication between the project manager and the website to the consumer. Now, the New York store is going to be there until January 1st, and I can tell you this right now, that I am not going back. Now, a couple things that I think that they should have done was probably update their website with a little bit more information to keep people a little bit more informed. Now, there was nothing about wristbands, like I said before, and there was nothing about store times. They didn't put up the store times until the store opened up at 4 o'clock. So at 4 o'clock, it said that the store would be open from 4 to 10. They should have definitely been using more than one Snapbot. Maybe two, maybe three. They obviously had more. At least it would have helped more people get them. Now, I understand that this adds to the exclusivity of the spectacles, but if you make something completely impossible to get, it's ridiculous. The last thing that I think they should have done was just been straightforward with us instead of just making us wait there. But that's not what happened. They just gave us no information, and they wouldn't tell us whether or not it was worth the wait. So really, when it comes down to it, they should have just told us that we weren't going to make it. Now, I don't think that Snapchat as a whole meant to do it like this. I think that it was very poor execution on their part. I think that Snapchat is a great company, and I think that the spectacles are an awesome idea, because the fact that you can take that POV shot, it adds such a different dynamic to people's stories. I think it's a really cool thing that you can have. None of this has changed my view of whether or not I want to get them. I still want to get them. If there's a location around here that will sell them, then I will probably go to that. But right now, from the looks of it, we're not going to be able to have one, so we won't be able to give you a review of one, but I can assure you that if you do stay tuned, that in a couple weeks we definitely will have a video reviewing the spectacles. Now, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. There's going to be a bunch of videos coming, so whether you stay or not, they're going to be there. And you're already here, so you might as well subscribe, right? So that's it for now. Stay tuned for the next video where we review the Snapchat spectacles, and that's pretty much it. Peace.